Alrighty, hi. So what I'm going to do here is just another rundown of the tutorial today on Gen 33rst. And just doing the Eco 220 XL module tutorial again because I think it was done kind of poorly. The actual tutorial, really slow, not talking about much. Could be done like 5 minutes. Took like an hour. Alright, so basically I got the this data off the course page in the Blackboard, and here we go. I copied this from the instruction part, same thing here, just so I don't have to go back and forth between the Excel and the Word. Anyway, it's right here, blah blah blah. It's basically telling you that it wants you to do a quick comparison and check the relationship between these two things in a chart. So what you want to do, highlight all your data. Actually, you could highlight all your data with the names too if you wanted. Then you want to go to insert because you want to insert a chart, and then yours is going to look slightly different than mine up here, but in general, you know, more or less same thing. You just find your scatter plot, and the first one's probably always the best. Okay. Alright, in this case apparently it didn't choose the title correctly, so we're just going to delete that. We'll add the title later manually. Right. Right now here's your scatter plot with your international student percentage on the bottom and your average home price on the side. So basically what you want to do is try to make the graph look prettier. So first off, you want to click the, I guess this is the y-axis, and then you can see how that at the bottom here there's a lot of blank space. You don't really need that. So you're going to go into your format your axes. Oh, mine comes up on the side here. Your will come up as a actual window. That's fine. I'm using Office 2013, and then, you know, has tons of new little fun stuff that I had no idea about. Right, so you want to go into your bounds. Mine's at 0. I don't really like that. Let's change it to, say, because now the data actually goes below it, let's change it to like 75. And the top, once again, you know, 250 seems to work. So let's make it 250. So there we go, you can see it changing. You'll have to press OK for it to change, but mine it changes as we go along. You know, new features, good fun. So when you click done, you just close your window and you're done. Now you have reset. So we're going to do the same down here. Don't really like the worth of it. Let's say we started around 2. Really just open up the data. There we go. You probably want to add a title, you know, label at the bottom, a side, and a title at the top. Okay. In mine it's design, add chart element. But yours, I believe it's still in design, and then they're right at the top here. It will show you things like add title, add axes, whatnot. We're going to add an axis title at the bottom, an axis title on the side, and a chart title above it. Don't click centered overlay because then it's literally going to put it right in the center, and then that shit looks ugly. Hey, look, I can swear the tutorial can. What we're going to call this. Rightio. Oh, look, it changes it for me. How sweet of it. Axis title, I'm sure you guys can label that. And then on this one, this would be percentage of international students. You can resize this, make it bigger, smaller, however you want. Not that complicated. Now, we're also going to, now we actually want to see the trickiest part probably about this is add a trend line and determine the coefficients of the least square lines. So what that is just basically a regression. What in 2013 what you're going to do is go up here, go trend line, add it. Alright, there are in fact other ways to do it. Another way is to click the data points and then go down, and then you should have an add trend line thing. The trend line will appear. You won't get this thing on the side, but a linear trend line will appear. A linear is good enough for us, but for future reference, if you want to actually add another type, you can click the trend line, right click it, and then go format trend line. This thing will appear, but yours will once again be in a window. And you can select linear, and in our case, we want to actually know the equations, the intercepts, such and such. We're going to go down here, and we're going to say display equation on chart and display R value on chart. That way, we get all the numbers we need. And that's actually it for this part. Everything's fine. We're going to go to the second step. This part's infinitely more interesting. Still hella easy though. So what you want to do, it says you want to generate random numbers, 200, 10, and 9. So sure. To do this, you go to data. Right, sorry about that. Apparently I didn't have it installed. So in case you don't have it installed, which you should, since you both did the first project, files, options, add-ins, go, check them off. But now that you have them, you go to Data tab, and you go to Data Analysis. In this case, conveniently, it's already set at the random number generator. So you're going to click OK. This should be the exact same now. The number of variables. This means basically how many columns you want. How many sets of random numbers do you want? In this case, we only want one. And how many actual random numbers do you want? We want 200 of them. Now, it says that this should be a normal distribution, so change discrete to normal. Pretty simple. Now you see that the parameters have changed. Now we probably want a new mean parameter, just simple. Once again, set to 10. Standard deviation, we should set to 3 because the variance is 9, therefore the square root of the variance, the square root of 9 is 3, standard deviation. The random seed doesn't matter, you can literally type in anything. This is just a way to generate new numbers. Yeah, it's just a computer thing. And you want output range. Because you don't want it to make a new worksheet because that's messy. This is an output range. Now you can either type in A1 or, lazy, click that, click this, click enter. Okay, boom, numbers. If you scroll down, you'll see that it goes from 1 to 200. Perfect, just what we need. And once again, for whatever reason, it keeps changing my font to Chinese. Yeah, I'm not that Asian, so I'm just gonna force that to be that. Okay, perfect. Now that we have this, we want to double check, right? If the mean and variance are indeed correct. So once again, very simple. Simple equation, start a function or a command in Excel by pressing equal, and then type, let's try the mean. What the mean is, you can type in mean, that's not the actual equation. You want to type in average. So type in average, there it is, boom, open bracket. So now we start. You can either click and drag all the way down from A1 all the way down to the bottom, or if you prefer, which I do, we know that it goes from A1 to A200 since there are 200 variables. Now close it off and OK. So it does this check. Next off, we want the variance. Once again, there's tons of them. The variance, the variance, the population, the variance sample, blah blah blah. We want to use this one because it's the only one compatible with Excel 2007. Well, that's the one they use anyway. So double click that. Now once again, we know it's from A1 to A200. Boom, hit enter, bam. Okay, now what you're going to see is that these are slightly off. And, well, they are going to be. Because for only 200 of them, like, it's normal. It's not normal now. They're just random numbers pulled out of thin air. Now, if we really want to see, get closer to the mean of 10 and closer to the variance of 9, we can do this again. This is also extra, so you can just literally just stop listening. I would. A data analysis, random, you want let's see, 2,000. And then do this again. Now we have 2,000 of them. If we run the same thing, bam, hell of a lot closer to the actual values. And obviously the more you increase, the more likely it's going to get bang on. But yeah, that's it. Hope this helped. It was fun for me too because I got to actually mess around with my my video editing software. Yay.